is like taking advantage of or doing things that they shouldn't be doing. It devalues, it demotivated me to play and like take it seriously when I knew that other people were cheating.
There you go.
You know, that's the way I feel about it.
To answer the burning question, does Elon Musk RMT? Does he have someone pilot his account? Absolutely he does. And he openly admits to it. And in fact, I will give you my own personal anecdotal experience with this. So one of the first times I actually spoke with Elon while playing D4 was when he asked me to help him possibly...
I will say that the majority of my real-life friends have botted or cheated in these games. Like, out of, like, a sample size of, like, 15 people, I'd say, like, 13 out of the 15 cheated. Same actor, different role. Not all monster makers.
His build a little bit for a previous season to help him push it to a higher hit tier. And while we were talking, I remarked about how crazy his view was at the time, to which he himself immediately told me that he had purchased some of that gear. And I can honestly say, with me at least, that he has been really honest about RMT and Diablo 4 as well as PoE 2. Now again, this is not condoning the practice. I'm just simply trying to bring some clarity to the situation. There are a lot of assumptions that Elon had plans or was going to take credit for all of these things and that he was intentionally...
Let's be real. When you present something as your account, people will think that you got it from your account.
Kill this guy.
What are we doing? If you say this is my account, people are going to think that you got it. It's really not that crazy. Like, of course people are going to think that. Like, how can people not think that?
Deceiving people. Well, in my opinion, that's just simply not the case. And from my own personal experience, that's just simply not the case.
Now, I think that many people would have come to the conclusion, based off of the way he talked about it, that he did it. Like, I think they would have.
I'm not going to try to persuade you otherwise. I am just giving you my own personal experience as well as his open admission to RMTing as well as piloting his account in PoE 2 and to a lesser degree in Diablo 4. Now moving on to the second question I asked Elon, I said regarding PoE 2, was it your intention to take full credit for leveling your hardcore character? To which he then replied, no, never claimed that, and the top accounts in Diablo or PoE require multiple people playing the account to win a leveling race.
Now, I think it's not really true. Because, like, you got, in PoE 1, like, people like Steel Mage, people like that, they pretty much stream the whole thing. Like, Karn, like, yeah, they stream the whole thing. Now, if you're talking, like, a really long-term race, like something that's going to go on over the course of 2 weeks, there's a good chance that probably could be true. I remember people accused Joker of that a lot whenever he got his first level 60. And then they accused Tommy of the same thing when he got first level 60, and I forget which version of WoW it was. Like that Tommy, like level 70 maybe. And so, like, this is always, look at Ben and Gauntlet. No, but what I'm saying is that I'm sure that there are cases in longer form leaderboard type games that you have a tremendous proportion of the people that are playing in that leaderboard who are doing things that are unethical and kind of unfair. Yeah, I think that's true. Fuck. I mean, how's it not true? Yeah, duh, right? It's annoying.
I believe I already shared my opinion as to how I feel about the second portion of his answer here with my response to the first question. However, just to reiterate, it is my opinion that there are plenty of players who are probably participating in RMT.
The next part is important. That's about me.
On the PoE 2 ladders on any given league. However, that is not to condone those practices, and whether it is his intention to do so or not, he will inevitably displace another player who may not be participating in those practices just by him boosting his account. Now, again, I personally...
That's another thing that's bad about the cheating, is that when you cheat, then you take the position away from somebody else. Because, like, if you earn it on your own, and and you're getting outperformed by somebody who's cheating or, like, having, like, people play their account, then it's kind of unfair. Now, I do understand like the perspective of like, it's the rules of the jungle, right? It's the laws of nature. Like the strong survive and that's it. And so like we just do whatever we can to win. I get that. I understand it. And like to be honest, I did that. Like I did that with WoW a lot. Like for example, like how do you guys think I got all those mounts in WoW? Like it's because I came up with like all these weird ways to like get people to give me mounts. Like I was like, okay, so we're gonna bring in all plate wearers into like mid garage, and then like the Solar Firehawk, yeah, like Solar Firehawk was a 1 in 1,000 drop chance from a boss, Rukmar and Ords Draenor, and a guy in the guy got it. His name was Big Randy, he was a warrior, and he traded me the mount, 1 in 1,000 drop chance. I got the mount. What's crazy about it is that Big Randy had another one drop, and he had to save. So he had to save 1 in 1,000 mount drop 2 times on. Like what are the probabilities? Like 1 in a million, something like that. Like actually, I think this is 1,000 multiplied by 1,000. So like yeah, that's insane for that to happen. And so anyway, Scandal, yeah. So he even got his mount. That's karma. That's what happens. That's the gospel of prosperity. The Kenneth Copeland. It's real. And so if you give me mounts, you'll get mounts. Give me money, you'll get money. It's that simple. And so anyway, my point is that I didn't really earn that mount. Like I didn't earn it, but like it's hard to say like how do you earn something that's a random drop. But I think that, like when you compare my situation versus like an individual that's farming, excusing Elon. Am I excusing? Like, I don't think I think I'm being very honest here. I'm being very direct. I'm being straightforward. Like, I know everybody always wants me to go 100% kind of like one way or another, but I'm looking at it from an honest perspective, and I'm seeing like, well, these are things that I did. This is like in a different way, and I'm just trying to be honest here. I try to be as fair as I can be. People get mad about it because sometimes I don't get mad at the person they want me to get mad at. But at the end of the day, like, I'm talking about my personal experience, and I'm being honest about my experience. Like, whenever I was confident in the world for achievements, I did earn that, because I didn't have anybody playing my account. I played my account my entire time. But, like, later on in the Legion, whenever I was really high up for, like, collections and stuff, like, I didn't earn that. Like, collectively, I achieved that through my stream. But without my stream, I would have never got there. What's that? Yeah, you had the tools you had available, exactly. You manipulated people in the game to your benefit, that's a bit different than not playing at all. Everything is different, but it's all the spectrum of that. I agree that having somebody else do it for you is
all yours. Glory demands more.
And that's fine. That's totally fine. So do you know if I'm Joe Rogan and brag about name dropping the mountain itself?
A new era awaits.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I didn't go on Joe Rogan, but I was on the strings. I was talking about how many mountains I had. Yeah, absolutely I did. I had the biggest fucking ego about it. What are you talking about? Absolutely. It's like this is gonna sound like I never thought about it like this. So like, you know what game Elon should play? He played Metaphor ReFantagio. That's a real game. And I remember Luis he's like, yeah, having allies with you is it's its own type of expertise. And so like I view it as like being able to take advantage of another spectrum that but at the same time, I recognize that it is asymmetrical and it's not fair. Both things are true.
I have strong feelings towards this because it does not impact how much I enjoy playing the game or the way I choose to engage in the game. However, if you do have those feelings, that is perfect.
Yeah, Luis literally like so just so you guys understand, like I mean it's very obvious, like if you played this game for more than 5 minutes, it's like that Luis is the main antagonist and you're going to confront Luis at some point in the game, right? Well, at one of those confrontations, he literally justifies you for the wanting him. Like, he's like, yeah, no, I get it.
Fine, and I'm not trying to downplay the situation whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then to the first part of his response, again, my own anecdotal experience, he's never really lied whatsoever about what he does in the video games he chooses to enjoy, and I don't believe he would ever lie if directly asked about it, as evidenced by being directly asked about it, and he openly admits to RMT as well as piloting.
What's the logic when they get mad about being directly called out upon for it, though? What's the logic there?
And I do not like in any of his streams that he ever claimed that he levels his characters entirely by himself. However, it's not really a topic you would naturally fall into when you're streaming. It's not like you're going to start up the stream and be like, hey guys, I RMT, I piloted this account to get here, but now that we've gotten out of the way, let's go ahead and get on the stream. Just really wouldn't do that. So it's kind of understandable that topic would never come up in the first place. Now moving on to the third question I asked, and always said about the Aspen model was just a misunderstanding of what editor is in relation to content creation. And the reason why I asked this question is simply because they come from two different generations. And when Elon probably thinks editor, he understands it as someone who may edit a magazine or edit a newspaper. And they have full control as to what goes into that subject matter. But in Aspen's case, an editor is just someone who edits out his content and uploads it to his channel, and they both benefit from that. And because Asmongold is such a massive content creator, he really saves a lot of time in not having to edit out his content, which means he can upload more content and also provide jobs to people who may need them. So it's beneficial for everybody around. And his response to that was, Asmon seemed to require permission from others to stream on X, suggesting he doesn't control his own destiny. Whether those are the editors or others, I don't know.
So basically, I didn't want to sign my editors up to have to do extra work because, like, I don't do a lot of my uploads myself because I'm streaming and the uploads happen while I'm streaming, and they edit while I'm streaming too. So, like, we always have somebody working all the time. So, like, I didn't want to sign them up for extra work unless they were okay with that because I thought that wouldn't be fair to them. And so, like, asking them for permission to do it is actually partially true, but it's from a collaborative perspective and not a perspective of, I own you or you own me, right? It's like we're collaborating, we're working together. Engage with it or not. And by the way, the answer to that is still maybe, right? Like, I was just saying that I think we should use a separate account because I didn't think it would be a good idea for me to upload all that on the main account, because I don't think that helps people's engagement. Like, I've watched people, and Elon can say that's not the case, but I know because I used to do going live tweets all the time, and if you do a lot of regular tweets, you condition people, I think, psychologically to ignore your tweets, and so a better solution is to only upload occasional big videos on your main channel, and then have a secondary channel where you upload clips on a regular basis. And so, like, I actually never ruled out streaming or making content on X at all. And if I had gone in and I was going to, like, if I got banned again on Twitch, for example, I would start streaming on X on a different account. I would do, like, Asmon Live or Asmon Live streams or something like that, and then I would stream on there. Now, I would maybe try it on my main, but I don't know how it affects the algorithm and how it affects my viewers. And so, that's really the way that I would get it. And so that's the reason why I went into it, and that's why I decided to do it. And so, like, it was nothing about, like, needing their permission or anything like that. That's just really the truth.
Masterpiece.
What a misunderstanding. Well, no, I mean, like, look, I'm not the kind of person, like, I don't really need to, like, create, like, massive fucking, like, I feel like any time that, like, I go super hard on something or I get super mad about something, it usually, like, long-term isn't the right decision. And so, like, really, I'm just explaining what I'm in. And, like, yeah.
I don't do overtime.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just don't know why you would think that, but yeah, that's what it was. And so that's it. Does Twitch care if you stream somewhere else? No, they don't. They don't care. I don't think they ever want me to, but they decided that it's okay for people to do it. So, yeah. Do you want things so you can't drive your employees as slaves if they're your overlords? Well, it's more that, and there's also, like, I would also ask my editors, so, like, if I wanted to do this as well, like, so I have a third editor, right? And so I have Simfa, who is the one who does Amaru's content. And so I saw him doing a good job with her shorts, and I said, well, you're doing good with that. Why don't you come do this for me, too? And so I brought him onto the team, And then I basically like set him up, and I talked to somebody at YouTube, and I got things sorted out for him. And so that happened like all behind the scenes. So there's even a case that I could maybe get somebody else on top of that to run content for because there's like 3 platforms I don't really have content that's being put on a regular basis, right? There's Twitter, X, there's TikTok, and there's Instagram, right? And so all 3 of those platforms actually have regular content uploads on those platforms. And so if, there's definitely room to bring somebody else on as another editor. And so, that's another reason why I would ask my current editors. Because it's like, where is your workload? How much time are you spending on this? Do you want to undertake this new task, or do you want me to find somebody else to figure out how to solve the problem, right?
In the name of
and so, that's the way that my brain works. And that's what I was thinking whenever I was having a conversation. Do you see kind of like where I'm coming from? Yeah, it's not asking permission. No, I understand. Well, it is in a way, but it's not in the same way.
I think it's just simply a misunderstanding as Elon creation of why would he be or other things. But I have actually realized previous messages back and forth when this first happened that I've been just as an editor, as someone who just edits this content and actually maintains full control over the creative side of this channel. Yeah. The whole point I feel like this is an action. I actually asked Elon back in November of last year if he had ever reached out to Asmund to see if he wanted to stream on X. Because Asmund Gold is a big free speech advocate. I'm a big free speech advocate, and Elon is a big free speech advocate. And I think that Elon Musk has a great platform for streaming, albeit not the best platform.
I think that makes sense because if you asked him that in November, that's whenever he reached out to me. So he was like, yeah, it's probably a good idea, and then he did. So that probably is actually what happened.
I think it's better. And I think having someone like Asmund streaming on X would be a massive benefit to the platform. So I really hope that business gets mixed with it. And you'll see here in my next question, which started to become much more lighthearted questions, I said, would you be willing to allow Asmund to do a live stream of a rocket launch at SpaceX? Now, it just so happens to catch the clip of Ashley stating that he would love to have a live stream where he could live stream a rocket launch. So I asked him that. And then I said down here, this could potentially be one of the biggest live streams ever. And he asked me for this. It's not like a live stream gift. It is.
Good one. Okay.
It's true. All of his
in the limelight.
And I said, I'm not going to ask this, and I also think it is
My compliment. Still recognizing. Glory demands more.
Maybe we do it, maybe not, or like whatever. Sure. Like I saw it be cool. Like fun. Like I mean, it's really not that complicated.
Memorable for someone. Or
I'm a dreamer. I mean, I get deported.
Go live stream a rocket launch at SpaceX with Elon Musk. I mean, that is pretty awesome. And definitely something you could check off your bucket list. And I said right here, I said it would be badass. And he said right here, okay, sure. But he has to admit that I am a living god of video games.
Oh my fucking god. Trump is deporting you? A living god? Okay. Not with PoE. I'll tell you that. I don't know about these other games. Like, how do we know that Elon is a living god at video games if the only thing he has streamed is Diablo 4? Like, stream Elden Ring. Stream doing these boss fights in PoE and doing them really well. Let's see. You hearing this? No, I've got to think about one thing. Smash Brothers, Monster Hunter, deported. Bro, just say it. There's no way not until he does something that's crazy like that. We want SpaceX stream. Just say it. Fuck that. Yeah, beat Sekiro. Yeah, if Elon beats Sekiro, will not admit he's a living god, but I will at least admit he's not a complete fraud. Okay? Is that fair? Probably not for him. It's not fair. But you've got to be to get. Come on. Besides Diablo fucking 4, man. Come on. Just do it, please. Blindfolded Alatreon. No hit Sekiro. Just lie for us. Okay.
Obviously, a bunch of laughing emojis. So clearly, he's joking here.